What's going on, guys? PlayBox here. We're back for another Dragon Ball Legends video. So as we close out the the year of 2021, we're gonna be ranking all of the Legends Unlimited units that we have gotten since the beginning of the game, of course. So this past year, they've been really upping the ante when in regards to releasing these LFs. So prior to this year, we were getting LFs like every 3 to 4 months. But this past year, we've been consistently getting monthly LFs, and then 2 to 3 LFs for a big celebration, such as Anniversary and then Legends Festival. So we have quite a bit of LFs now in the game. As you can see, they're all listed at the bottom here, and we're just going to be ranking them, all of them. So I have all these tiers right here. So I made a video just recently ranking all the legendary finishes in terms of animation, but this one is going to be ranking them based on their actual usability, whether they're good or not, whether they're meta relevant and stuff like that. So this is going to be the actual tier list of all the Legends Limited unit, and as a bonus, I did include the Ultra Super Gogeta there just to throw him in there, because he's not an LF, but he's still like as hard to pull as an LF, so we just might as well throw him in there. And at the end, I'm just gonna throw off a couple honorary mentions to some 1% sparking units that could definitely that probably deserves to be mentioned because they're still meta relevant and they're used in PvP. So we're gonna just start off real quick. This ordering is completely random. It's automatically generated by this website, so we're just gonna go through them. All the Zenkai LFs are at Zenkai 7, 14 stars, of course. I'm going to be rating them all at like 14 stars because that's pretty much the best way to rank these units at. Should I rank them 14 stars? We'll do like... okay, you know what? We'll go based off of like Game Press's tier list, where some units are like at 6 to 7 stars, and then some are at 9 stars, which is mainly going to be Goku and Vegeta and Sword of Hope Trunks. Well, you know what? We'll just consider them all at equal star level. So you know what? Screw it. We'll just do it like that. I think that's the best way to properly gauge these units. So we're gonna start off right away with LF Frieza. So LF Frieza got a Zenkai just recently, so he's a very good support, and he's actually a surprisingly decent tank also. So that's good. You just don't run into him that often because his teams are not the best. Like Frieza Force is decent, LOE's down bad, so it's not really, I don't think he deserves to be in the S tier spot, but we're gonna be definitely moving them around as we go through because I'm just going this, I don't have like anything planned. I'm just gonna go through this with y'all. So let's see. So we're gonna put him in tier 1. I think he fits well in tier 1, so that's good. So grade 8 Vegeta, red unit. Red units are just really struggling right now in this meta because it's hyper focused on purples and blues, and honestly I would say red is probably the worst color to be in this meta right now. So him being red is not a good thing, but he does have certain things like, you know, endurance. The green card is pretty nasty. He just doesn't do that much damage. I've always thought this guy was overrated, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna put him in tier 1 as well. Okay, so now we're coming to LF Zenkai Beerus. I mean, there's really any need for this guy. I mean, even at Zenkai 7, I would say he would be in tier 2. He's pretty outdated at this point. He does some still decent blast damage, but nothing too crazy. When he first dropped, back when they first introduced the Zenkai unit, he was dropped with the OG Red Super Saiyan Goku and the Blue Broly. When he first dropped, he was like clearly the best unit in the game, and it was a pretty damn big margin between him and like the second best unit. So, and that was like 2 years ago, right? So he's definitely aged significantly, so we're gonna be putting him at tier 2. So let's move on. LF Broly. I think LF Broly is actually an interesting one. I feel like he's gotten more, I would say, more relevance now because mono blue, mono purple, Super Saiyans is such a dominant team, and if you're missing maybe one of those core units, he can be a pretty good replacement for them. So I think just because of his teams and being on Super Saiyans, we're gonna put him at the top of tier 1 here. So that's good with me. LF Kid Buu was once upon a time a very oppressive unit. He was honestly one of, even during the anniversary, I think he was easily like the best LF unit, barring Zenkai units. But he's definitely, you know, aged a bit. His teams are not good. Powerful opponent. Regen, you really don't see those teams. Regen is mostly a strike-based unit, so you don't really see him that much. But just based off his kit, I would put him above Broly, just solely based off his kit. But his teams are probably what holds him back a bit. So I think we're going to put him right here, behind LF Frieza, because I feel like LF Frieza, just the support and the blue card just gives him that slight edge over him. And he's paired up with like LF Full Power Frieza, who's really damn good right now. So I think there is fine. Perfect Cell, I think he's better than all these units easily. It's just that his teams, like I said, don't really need him. Future, you're not going to be running this guy because you'd much rather run just Goku and Vegeta on the leader slot. And even Rose with his endurance nullification, you would probably use him over this Cell. So we're gonna leave him there. We might want to switch around later, but for now we're gonna leave him there. So next up we got Full Power Frieza. Now this Full Power Frieza is in a much better spot than he is when he first released. When he first released, he basically only had like Frieza Force and LOE, and powerful opponent, of course, but it was not that like meta relevant. But now with the abundance of purple units and his endurance nullification, this endurance nullification is insanely powerful in this meta with all these endurance units. It's actually pretty crazy, and yellow is honestly one of the better colors simply because it counters out purple, and it's like type neutral to blue, so it's not that bad against blue either. But they obviously gets one shot by the Vegeta portion of the Goku and Vegeta, but yellow is still a very good unit to color to be, so we're gonna put him at S tier simply because of that. FSK definitely has aged quite a bit. A lot of people considered him like, you know, one of the best units prior to Legends Festival. He was still probably considered like the best unit among like the general opinion, right? But honestly, I don't think he was. I don't think this guy was the best unit ever since Revival Gohan's release. I think Revival Gohan was much better than him when he dropped. I would say he was like the second best, right? But even then, he was not the best. And then when Gogeta, Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta got his plat equipment, I think he was just straight up better than FSK. And then now with all these blue units, and then all the attribute removal, like such as like Super Vegeta, Gogeta 4, all these people, even Super Gogeta, the Ultra one, does it on his green card. There's so many people that can just remove his last man stand buffs. It just makes him like not that great. Like early to mid game, he's not like that crazy. He's really only super oppressive when he's a last man, and like I said, he gets completely destroyed with all these units that can remove buffs. So he's still very good, but he's gonna be an S tier for me. He's not touching Z tier whatsoever. So let's move on to Future Gohan. I mean, this is an easy one. Future Gohan goes to Z tier. I heavily underestimated this Future Gohan prior to Legends Festival, honestly, because I was using only a 2-star Future Gohan, and whenever I ran into him, he wasn't very high starred. But once you get this guy higher stars, it's actually crazy how much this guy does. Like the endurance, disruption of cards, the support, card draw speed. He has like almost all of it. Type nullification. He has like one of the best all-rounded kid, one of the best in the game, to be honest. And he slots in on easily one of the best teams in the game, which is Future, and of course Hybrids is still pretty good, I would say. So he slots in there as well. He just does so much for the team. It's hard to argue anything lower than C tier, to be honest. So that's where he's going to go. Gogeta Blue. So Gogeta Blue, Gogeta Blue. I don't think. I mean, you can still use him on God Key. I think Super Saiyan Blue Evolved is better, and by a lot, I think. What other teams he has? Movies. I would run him over Birdku. What else yellows? I don't think. Fusions. Majub is just easily better than him. Yeah, he's just replacing all his teams, man. It sucks because he's easily one of the most fun units to use also because of the green card is just so stupid. Well, we're gonna put him. I think we're going to put him right here. I still think he's better than Broly. Broly is this high mainly because of his teams. Like, if it wasn't for his teams, I would put him probably lower than that. But yeah, I think Gogeta Blue. I think he's aged very well. I mean, being a phenomenal unit even after a year. I think he aged pretty damn well. But he's just been replaced on all his teams, so it's really hard to argue anything higher than this, to be honest. Honestly, now that I think about it, I don't even know why I have this tier 3 here. Probably gonna remove that because I'm just gonna shove all the the trash units in tier 2, but we'll just move on. Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta, yeah, I mean, there you go. Can you put him? Yeah, Z tier. Prior to Legends Festival, okay, during the anniversary, he dropped extremely underwhelming for a headlining anniversary. If you compare it to Super Vegeta, best unit in the game by a long shot, Vegeta Blue, best unit in the game by a long shot, and sparked a very, very annoying, one of the worst metas in the game, honestly, with Vegeta Blue's second anniversary. And then third anniversary rolls in, Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta. So now keep in mind that we were still in these quote-unquote Zenkai meta, where like all the best units were Zenkai, so it was really hard for him to find a spot on the top. But they did him very dirty for even after part 2. You know, they released Revival Gohan, which is infinitely better than him, had better teams, all of that, and they just did him dirty for so many months. And then I think October or November rolls in, and they drop the most broken equipment in the game, which is his unique equipment, and that completely shot up his value significantly, and in my opinion made him the best unit in the game, of course, prior to Legends Festival. So, and then now all of a sudden with all the blue units, the purple units, okay, so he's a green unit, but even with all the abundance of purple unit, he does still extremely well because of his type nullification. And if you're going up against Goku and Vegeta, he has type advantage over Vegeta in the Goku and Vegeta because they're weak against green. So you would actually want to bring him in a mono purple matchup because he works so well against that Vegeta, right? And he just goes type neutral 4 times. So honestly, I think, and right now with all the blues and Super Gogeta, it's pretty much a no-brainer that this guy is easily one of the best units in the game, and I don't even think it's up for debate, to be honest. So yeah, let's just move on. LF Goten. LF Goten. He's a good unit. Hybrids, I would say, is more of a strike-based team now with Sword of Hope Trunks, Future Gohan, and Revival Gohan. So you're not gonna really run this guy, and then Sun Family, you're just not gonna run him either. So just based off of that, we're gonna put him below LF Frieza. I think he's still better than Kid Buu. Actually, I think I'm gonna put him below Kid Buu because Kid Buu just has his kid is just stupid, right? So we're gonna just put him below Kid Buu. Yeah, I think that works for me, to be honest. So yeah, all right, Goku and Vegeta. So the picture I got was only Vegeta. Unfortunately, I couldn't get the Goku one, but it is what it is. We know what we're talking about. Goku and Vegeta. Yeah, Z plus. Is it really up for debate? These guys are just well and above beyond the rest of the game, excluding someone. But these guys are just, prior to Ultra Super Gogeta's release, this guy was clearly the best unit in the game by a long shot. Like, I was arguing this for a while, and I'm pretty sure a lot of people were too, that this guy would easily just be he's easily on his own tier, and then everyone else is in different tiers. Like, there should be no one in the same realm as this guy in Z plus tier. That's honestly the only reason why I even added a Z plus tier is for this guy specifically, right? So we already know what he does: infinite healing, infinite damage. They just do everything. Type reversal is disgustingly overpowered. It's like not even I'm not even joking. It's just stupid. But yeah, this guy is just stupid, man. There's really no other way to put it, to be honest. He just does everything pretty well. It's hard to even find a flaw in this kid. Like, what is there wrong with this unit? There's nothing. They have cover change on everything. They nullify cover. Blue card restores Vanish for Goku. Blue card hits like a truck. They have stupid damage. They heal forever. I mean, you really just can't do anything, and they fit on all the best teams, so you really just can't do anything. Majin Vegeta, honestly, I'd put him tier 2. I mean, he's not very good anymore. He's replaced everywhere. He needs a Zenkai. He's next in line. Actually, no, he's not next in line, is he? No, it's Super Saiyan Blue. Vegeta is next in line. Then VB, but I doubt they're going to give it to him. So after Super Saiyan Blue, Vegeta, he's next in line to get a Zenkai. But even then, he doesn't really need a Zenkai. He's still decent, but he's just not meta relevant. And yeah, even though he's a super, no, that's a Super Saiyan 2. So yeah, you're just not gonna see him in any teams, to be honest. Tier 2 is perfectly fine with it. Namek Goku. Okay, so Namek Goku is interesting because you need to actually be good at him to use this guy. You need to be like good with using tackles, or when to use the blue card, or mid-range mid-range like strike card cancels, all this stuff. You need to be good at it, and it's very skill dependent the way you use this guy. But if we were to assume that the user is decent, right? But even then, I just don't see people use this guy. Even like he's always there as a bench. Like, I don't know. He can definitely clutch it up in the last man standing, and his buffs, I think most of them are uncancelable, so he doesn't have the big flaw like Gohan, where every single buff goes away. But I don't think he quite deserves the S tier spot, in my opinion. I feel like S tier and above are really like meta relevant units that you consistently, or someone consistently see on a fairly decent basis. So I think Namek Goku would go right at the top of tier 1. Is there a way for me to just remove this tier? Okay, just picture this tier doesn't exist, so whatever. So yeah, I think Namek Goku top of tier 1 makes the most sense to me. LF Zenkai Piccolo, he's very good. I don't have him, unfortunately, but he's very good. It's tough because his only teams is Regen and Saiyan Saga. Saiyan Saga, not even worth mentioning, but Regen is mainly a strike-based team. So you're really not going to be running this guy other than Zenkai buffing Demon King Piccolo, the yellow one, because he's your main yellow unit, and DKP's value has shot up significantly, mainly due to the endurance nullification, the Dragon Balls, card draw speed. He has a very good kit. He's actually one of the best aging Zenkais in the game, honestly. I would honestly rank him above FSK, and it's pretty crazy because I think his Zenkai came before FSK, so he's pretty damn solid after like a year and a half of after his release, right? So Piccolo, where should I put him? Tier 1 is getting sort of cluttered right here, I'm not gonna lie. But we're gonna put him in tier 1, and I think I'm gonna put him right behind Namek Goku. Yeah, I think that's a fair assessment there. Yeah, I think that's fine with me. Alright, Revival Gohan. So, Revival Gohan, best unit in the game since his release until, for Gogeta's Platinum equipment. He's still very good. You can still use him on Mono Purple. You can still use him on Blue Purple, Blue Purple, whatever you want. You can run it with Bardock too because his pre-revival state is Super Saiyan, so he's gonna begin his buffs. So even with all the anti-revival mechanics, this guy just post-transformation has, I think, still the highest stats in the game, and he just does so much damage. So I think we're going to put him. Where should I put him? It's tough. I think I'm going to put him at top of S tier, I think. It's tough. I think you could definitely argue he's still in Z tier, just based on these placements, except a couple of like the top ranks. But a lot of these placements, you can pretty much switch them around by a couple spots. It's not a big deal. But Revival Gohan, I think, you know what? I think he deserves Z tier. I think he's better than these units, but he should be at the bottom of Z tier. I don't think he can compete with anyone in front of. I mean, he could compete, but I don't think he's better than anyone that's going to be at the top of Z tier. So we're gonna leave him there. LF Rose, LF Rose is very good. I think I'm gonna put LF Rose actually at S tier. And yeah, I'm gonna be putting him above like all these units which is pretty crazy. And that's mainly due to the fact that, he slots in on the best teams. And it's that not type nullification. Well, I mean, he has type nullification on the blue card, which is really good with the AoE damage. But just that endurance nullification has become just so valuable that, like, anyone that has it, you're just ranking them like a tier more than what they're usually ranked at. Like, if you just took off nullification of endurance, these two units would drop to tier 1 easily, right? This Rose would actually go somewhere here, probably around like Cell or Gogeta Blue, right? But just that endurance nullification, the fact that he's purple, so you can use him on the best teams, just makes him that much more valuable. So that's where we're gonna be placing him. Now we come to the only non-LF unit, the Ultra unit, Ultra Super Gogeta. So, I mean, I'm pretty sure you guys know where this guy's going. Yep, Z plus tier and above Goku and Vegeta. It's insane what they did to this guy. I don't even think they were thinking clearly when they made this unit, but he's just dumb. And I don't think the gap between Goku and Vegeta and Ultra Gogeta is as big as people might make it seem like it. I see like people saying like Ultra Gogeta is just so much more superior than Goku and Vegeta. It's not. The gap is pretty close. It's just that Ultra Gogeta, like, he slots in on like the best teams. Fusion, I would honestly argue, is like a top 3 team in the game. Super Saiyan's insanely good. Blue, purple, super good. Purple, blue, whatever it is, he's going to be the best unit there. And it's just the unique gauge is mainly his biggest selling point. And that's not even considering the fact that he has like all the other stupid stuff. Like he has like the double ultimate, the switch, the lock-in, the type neutral, the card draw speed, the 100% damage inflicted. He does way too much, and I think you can't even argue this. These two are the best units in the game, and it's not even close. Like, these two should be several leagues above the rest. It's just not even close. And these two placements, I don't think is up for debate at all. Like, you can definitely, if you really want to, switch them up from first or second, but they're on their separate tier from the rest of the game, and it's not up for debate. So yeah. Sword of Hope Trunks. A lot of people I saw would compare him to Goku and Vegeta, saying they're on the same level. Nah, get out of here, bro. He's very good, busted in fact, but he's not on the same tier as this guy. So don't disrespect this Goku and Vegeta like that. He's going at Z tier, and I think he's gonna be right behind Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta. And you can honestly switch him around, of course, but I just think Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta just offers way too much. He does too much damage. He just has such a ridiculous kit with the platinum equipment. I just think he's just... And you see him almost in every game also, so it's pretty damn stupid. I don't think that's a hot take to put him above Sword of Hope Trunks. But yeah, Sword of Hope Trunks, of course, is better than the other units. That's not even close, right? I mean, yeah, I wouldn't say it's that close. So Super Saiyan 3 Goku. Once upon a time, he was Z tier, best green unit in the game, best green unit on Saiyans, but, this guy popped up and say hello. So he's still honestly very good. Like, I don't think he's on these units level, so he deserves a spot in S tier. I think I would still put him over Super Saiyan Rose Goku Black. He's just very good, his ultimate still is a nuke type neutrality, card draw speed after that. He does still very good damage. Yeah, anything below S tier just wouldn't make sense, right? So that's where I'm going to put him. Yeah. So Super Saiyan 4 Goku. So originally this Super Saiyan 4 Goku was easily, without a doubt, the worst LL unit in the game. In 2021, right? But his plat equip actually helped him quite a bit in areas where he needed it the most, like his damage and a bit of tanking. I wish they did something with his green card, because that green card is one of the worst green cards in the game, but they didn't. So he deserves us. I think he would go probably right here, because yellow units are pretty good right now, and GT, he's probably... Now I would say MajinBlue is still better than him, because the endurance and the green card is just stupid. So it's tough. I think he slots in on Sun Family. Actually, Future Gohan probably replace him. I think that's fine, to be honest. Yeah, I think that's a fine spot to place him at. Yeah. I think now that I look at it, graded Vegeta might need a boost because maybe I'm... Actually, Gogeta Blue probably can decrease a bit. I think Frieza should get placed up a bit more. Frieza is just a dumb support. I think Gogeta Blue above Broly. Yeah. I think that's fine. Yeah, Cell... I'm tempted to just put Frieza above Cell, to be honest, because... Now, we'll leave it like that. I mean, like I said, if there's anything that you want to change in here, by all means, go ahead. You can interchange them between a couple spots. It doesn't really bother me, but these units all, I think, should stay in Tier 1. They can't touch the top tiers. Super Saiyan Blue Vegeta... Yeah, we're gonna put him here. We can honestly just put him here. It's just that garbage, right? You know, we can make use of the third tier. Yeah, Super Saiyan Blue Vegeta actually goes... Actually, I don't even think he's on these two's level. This guy's just garbage straight up, so he doesn't deserve that spot at all. Yeah, he needs a Zenkai, and it's not even close. Super Saiyan Blue Evolved. Okay. Vegeta Clan is actually a very good team because you have Goku and Vegeta and Trunks, right? And then Trunks also gets his endurance because of these two units, so he's good. God Key is the main yellow unit. Universe Survival Saga is barely a team. We're putting him above Super Saiyan 4 Goku. Actually, I'll even put him above... I'll put him actually above... I would honestly put him above... Nah, we're putting him above Goku. Above Goku, really? Yeah, I think just Goku just requires too much skill, which the average user just doesn't have. I feel like whenever I go up against a Goku user, they're just garbage. So yeah, I think that's fine. Yeah, top of S tier. I still think Super Saiyan Blue Evolve is stupid. Has one of the best kits, to be honest. Infinite Keys is ridiculous, so that's where I'm gonna place him. So Super Vegito, Zenkai Super Vegito. I know where I want to place him, but I don't know. You know what? I'm gonna put him right behind Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta. Super Vegito has been one of the most common units you see in PvP, and he's just stupid good. A lot of people were calling him mid upon reading his Zenkai kit. I didn't call him mid, but it was definitely good, but I wasn't like overly expressed to the point where I was convinced this guy was the best unit in the game. But after using him quite a bit, yeah, you could see this guy just does a lot, and it's insane. Of course, you slot him in on... He's literally on all the best teams in the game, except Future. He's on, you know, purple, mauve purple, blue purple, Super Saiyans, like fusions. You're gonna be using him all the time, and he's a core unit there. Like, yeah, I don't think it's a hot take for me to put him up in this tier, even above Sword of Hope Trunks. I don't think that's that hot of it, like that crazy or controversial. So I'm gonna be putting him there. Fusions are really eating today, and it's nice to see. UI Goku, yeah, this guy still easily one of my favorite units. Like, just the unique gauge itself, just it's so cool, right? He was easily using him was one of the best moments of playing this game. It was just because it was like the first time we ever got something so different. And last year's Legends Festival was super hype. I mean, I think it was like one of the most hype periods in this game's history, I think. He crashed the servers. Well, not more than Super Vegeta, of course, which is pretty crazy, but he's the OG server crasher, other than I think a few ones earlier on in the game's history. But yeah, summoning for him was fun. I got pretty lucky on his banner. He was fun to use. It was hard to use, but nowadays his damage doesn't stack up. His defenses are easily one of the worst in the game. They're like almost on the same level as like EX or even hero units, which is pretty insane. But yeah, just his defenses were his biggest flaw upon his release, and now they're just amplified to the point where he just gets one-shotted very easily. So we're gonna have to put him right here. I think that's where he deserves to be. Vegito Blue, yeah, I honestly forgot about this unit. He's of course been replaced on all his teams. Has he been replaced on all his teams? You can actually just run Sword of Hope Trunks on God Key in the leader slot, right? Or even you're still better off just using Super Saiyan Blue. Zenkai Goku, but he still has like his value, like, you know, strike card drawing. He has a pretty stupid kit, right? Strike card drawing, blast armor, spring damage, all that stuff. He's very good at stalling out the match, but he's definitely aged significantly, and because of that, we are going to put him right behind Kid Buu. I still think his value, just from actually Vegeta Blue, I think I'm just gonna put him at the bottom of tier 1. Cause like he's just been completely replaced on all his teams. And you're just never gonna be seeing him at all, so bottom of tier 1 just doesn't feel right to me because the strike card draw is just stupid, but I think that's where I'm going to put him. Yeah, I think that's where I'm gonna be putting him. Yeah. Now we come to the final one, and it's Zamasu, and we're gonna be putting him on S tier. I think he's better than FSK. I just think at equal stars he just does a lot of damage. I feel like his damage is very underrated, and at high stars I feel like his tanking also is underrated. Green card is stupid. Supreme damage on ultimate. Nullification of endurance for 30 count is one of his biggest assets nowadays. And I think he's just the best red unit in the game. And I don't think that's a hot take at all. So I think that's where I'm going to put him. So this is pretty much my LF tier list, including Ultra Gogeta. Tier 1 is kind of a messy. I would probably switch around stuff. I just don't know what, to be honest. But I think I'm content with this placement here. Feel free to let me know what you guys think and what you guys would change. I'm open to it. Like tier 1, like trust me, if you guys have anything to change it to, like that's perfectly fine. I just think like the way I place these in these tiers, I just don't think these units are on the same level as units that are on different tiers. I feel like the units that are on these tiers are perfectly placed where there should be, and yeah, that's what I think. So I think that's gonna be it. So yeah, like I said, drop a comment letting me know what you guys think of it, and yeah, hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, please leave a like and don't forget to subscribe because that shit is so important, so don't forget. Other than that, have a great day. See ya.